What's up, boys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm on UFC 4 and I'm going to make the worst fighter possible and see where a bunch of brain damage will take me in my career. I'm going to make my fighter 116 pounds and 5 feet 2 inches, the shortest and lightest you can be in this game. I'm going to name my fighter Nacho Libre and I'm going to make him look like him as much as possible. In the movie, Nacho is a man of God and he's always wearing a cross, but for some reason they don't really have crosses in this game, so I had to do it myself and tattoo it on him. I also tattooed other parts of his body to make him look like the character in the movie. And if you couldn't tell, I gave him the Lizzo build and he's a wrestler with a 5'3" wingspan. I hopped into the story mode and I'm in my first fight where, as far as I know, you can't win this, you can only survive. And it only took me 14 seconds to get in my opponent's head, turn my head, and take some free brain damage. Joke's on him. And even though I just showed off the fighting abilities of Helen Keller in a mosh pit, I was still given a contract from the UFC. And every time I make a UFC video, I'm always getting new viewers making fun of me for playing on easy mode. So I saw this as an opportunity to show off my abilities and play on legendary difficulty. I also don't plan on ever upgrading my abilities or training in the gym because one way or another those abilities are going to fade away. I hopped into my first UFC event and they're already announcing me as a they/them. I forgot to address that I also made Nacho 45 years old, and the guy I'm fighting first has won his last 12 fights and is also 19 years old. I believe he also had a 24-7 pro fighting record, so I think that clearly implies that he's been wrestling with grown sweaty men before middle school. I didn't know getting paid for that was an option. I was just doing it with my local priest to wash away my sins before it was cool. I really thought I was up to something here. I was doing this dance move right in front of him for a good 30 seconds. He wasn't punching me. I did one jump and he almost knocked me out. I got back up and did the dance move again, and it turns out that does not make you invincible. It just makes you an easy target to get knocked out by your opponent. I got a concussion from this, so it took 50 seconds to take away 270 days of my life. Off to a great start. In my second fight, EA was already trying to pull a fast one on me and get me canceled, but I am not about to say that word.
Up against the vehicle right now, sir.
Apparently my fans are buzzing about my UFC debut. I don't know what fans are talking about. I'm pretty sure I have less than 100. And I am a Mexican, so that's probably just my extended family. I was really trying to get knocked out after I was jumping up in the air. I ended up just taking an all-around ass beating and getting finished with an elbow to the face. I came out of this fight with a damaged orbital and another concussion, but nothing a good old long nap won't fix.
Ah, here's a good one. It's the stereotypical sleepy Mexican.
What? Oh, man, what time is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a wax sculpture.
No, man, I'm the janitor. I'm supposed to be cleaning, but I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so sleepy.
30 seconds into my third fight and I'm yawning in front of my opponent. He did not appreciate this. Peppershano Tally just started squaring off of my face, dropped me with a quick jab. My accuracy is already reduced to half a star, so it's only down from here. And just like that, I've been dropped by the UFC. I'm now in the WFA. I get a text from Coach Davis telling me I'm dog shit and I cannot be declining fights at this point in my career. So you already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be declining fights as much as I can. I could only decline one fight, but I have a little trick up my sleeve here. That's about all there is to it. I just get injured before my fight and the doctor won't clear me to fight. Not much else to it. I did this several more times for science, but it turns out I can't get in any more trouble than I'm already in. Apparently people are still interested in seeing a fat old guy bring dance moves to a fist fight. And 4 fights in and I broke the game. I had to close app. I had to do that fight over again, but the result really wasn't much different. I tried faking the fist bump, but it did not turn out well for me. I think I just pissed the guy off. I got knocked out in 6 seconds. I tried pulling this dance move off a lot. I was trying to get them to do a right hook and hit me in the back of the head illegally, maybe win by disqualification. And for these next 4 fights, I ended up handing the controller off to my girlfriend. She's never played this game before, she's never seen a UFC event, but none of that matters, so here's a little showcase of her skills. She's got a mean left kick. I mean, it didn't land, but it sure looked intimidating. Her blocking skills could use a little bit of work. She ended up getting knocked out in her first fight by 3 consecutive uppercuts with the left hand. In between fights, our priority was learning how to dance, and she had that down pretty well, but she didn't get much of an opportunity to do that as she got knocked out pretty quickly. And Nacho was already knocked out, but the guy punches him in the face again. I'm all for equal rights and lefts, but we're in an octagon, not an elevator. Her plan for the third fight was just to run away. She was doing pretty well. She made it to a minute and a half into the fight, but she hit one dance move, and soon after, Nacho didn't know what century it was. And for her last fight, like I said earlier, she had the leg kicks down. And she also did something that I was trying to do the whole time, get hit in the back of the head. The guy ended up in full mount position on top of her, beat her face in. She didn't know what to do with her hands.
And at the end of the day, you know, you gotta be happy.
From here, all I really wanted to do was be choked out, maybe break an arm, just submit me in any way possible. Because really, the end goal is to destroy my body to the point that I can't fight anymore. But it turns out all it takes is one karate chop to my temple and I'm lights out. Honestly, should have seen that coming. The guy's got a goatee and a dragon tattoo. At this point, I'm 0-12 in my career. I'm still somehow ranked 6th in the WFA. I've made $116,000, but that's over the course of about 10 years, so I'm living well under the poverty line. But on the bright side, I only have about 25% of my career remaining, as you can see by the green bar on the screen. Here I am again, purposely trying to be submitted. I couldn't even give this guy my back. He had more interest in just punching me in the face. Of course, when I'm trying to be submitted, I run into one of the greatest kickboxers in the game. On the bright side of things, he did damage my ribs or my liver with a knee to the stomach. I almost made it to the second round with him by just trying to block every punch and dodge everything that came at me, but he took me down with the softest jab I've ever seen. You'd think at this point I could take a sledgehammer to the face. I mean, it's all I trained for, but I am still trying to be submitted on purpose. I think I found the guy to do it. He's a fellow Mexican with a 7-11 record. Now, was I stereotyping or did I just make a correct prediction? You tell me. Just about a minute into the fight and he had me into an arm triangle choke, and I'm not even gonna resist. This is what I'm here for. And if you don't fight it, you don't tap, and I love that. Choke me unconscious, break my arm, spit on me, swallow. I didn't know where I was going with that. I usually would cut something like that out of the video, but it's staying. Judge me all you want. Now, yes, Nacho looks dead, but he is not. His eyes open up immediately. That's kind of creepy. Honestly, it looks a bit romantic, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what Nacho's pronouns are. It's beyond me. I'm just as confused as you are. We're not in the desert, but I'm thinking of camels. And for my next fight, I gladly accepted a rematch with Javier Gonzalez. I tried faking him out with a fist bump like I did earlier, but he really did not appreciate that. He just went straight after me, folded me like a lawn chair. Probably doesn't want to fight me ever again, but I wish he would. He's the only man who's ever choked me out correctly. You know what I'm saying? Nacho knows what I'm saying. Favorite way to get knocked out in this game, by far. I tried doing this earlier, and this is just beautiful to me. That is a lot of mass falling to the canvas, but again, I like to look on the bright side of things. At least I'm stretching my quads. Nacho is currently 60 years old. I don't know if he's gonna survive to see the age of retirement, but it's coming up. This emote finally paid off. I got punched directly in the back of the head. That is seriously the only thing I had in mind when I equipped it. The knockout was kind of boring, but what a beautiful punch. I came up with another game plan to get submitted, and that is just sitting on the wall, covering up my face. Eventually, he landed a pretty solid takedown and put me in an armbar. Am I gonna fight it or tap out? No, I'm a man. I'm gonna take it like a man. Do manly things around here. Break it.
Deny medical attention. Be a man.
In 21 fights, losses, concussions, whatever you want to call it, the game is telling me I'm at my last fight, and I was a bit picky about who my last opponent was going to be. I wanted to be sent off by a fellow Mexican, elevate his career by using my body as a human punching bag. They offered me to fight 2 white guys, but I am not going to settle for that. You have seen my solution to picking who I want to fight. I ended up fighting Carlos Perez out of Mexico in my last fight. I'm 30 years older than him, as I am now 62 years old. He almost took me out with a left hook and then was trying to ground and pound me, but I was actually trying to get up here. I got up and I was just defending in his face like a madman. He took me down and just manhandled me. I was trying to get up and extend this fight, but I could not get out of this. He put me in an armbar, and sadly I moved my joystick. I really wanted to end my career with 2 broken arms and 20 or so concussions. So Nacho ended up tapping for the first time in his career, but I think it's fair to say he's earned it. After the fight, they gave me a pitiful message, and the only part that makes sense to me is the end. You've bled, hurt, and injured yourself on your journey, and sadly all that adds up. It's time to call it a career. But that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to join my Discord by following one of the links in the description below. I can't think of anything else to say. It's 4 a.m. Take it easy. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.